Hi guys, welcome to Learn Electronics Repair, and on my bench I have a mysterious black bag. But not so mysterious you're going to shout out because you've seen the title to the video, yeah? So this was from AliExpress. This is a free review sample which I requested because quite a few subscribers over a period of time have asked me to review this multimeter. And this is the Aneng AN870. Now some of you, observant ones who watch the channel quite a bit, will think, hey Rich, that was really familiar, and there's a very good reason for this. And the reason is that I regularly use this one in my repair work, the ZYIE ZT219. And I think we can agree there is more than a passing resemblance here between the two. Okay. This also came in a little holder like this, and it has the temperature probe and obviously meter lead. So it came basically with the same package. And the interesting thing about the ZT219 is this is a damn good multimeter. I made a dedicated review of this one. I'm going to link it to this video because they appear to be the same device. But there is one particular difference, and that is the price. So the ZT219, which I highly recommend and have done, €25.19 at the moment with free shipping. Okay. And the Aneng, €22.64, so about €2.50 less, but it also comes with more leads. Yeah, it comes with more leads. The Aneng also has a green version, which is cheaper, or you can buy the version with just the basic lead kit, so $21.33, $25.19. So this one is about 14-15% cheaper with more leads, and you can have it for even less money if you like green. I've never tried the green one, by the way. I am just assuming it is the same meter, but considering this plastic sleeve just fits around it, I honestly don't see why it wouldn't be. And who doesn't like to save money for essentially the same thing? This is quite interesting actually, because as I understand it, Zotec are the manufacturer of this meter. ZYIE is Zotec's own brand name, but Zotec also produce sort of like white label goods for other companies to have their name put on, and that's why I believe we have the two the same. Why do I say this is a great multimeter? Well, for a number of reasons. So first of all, this is a 5-digit multimeter. Okay, it has a very clear, bright display. It also has some very useful ranges. So this will give you 20 amps. Okay, and that is quite unusual, especially for a low cost multimeter. It has millivolts, which is very useful when fault finding. You see the millivolts range will actually go down to 0.001 millivolts or a microvolt. If we short the leads, of course, it will read 0. Okay, and milliamps and microamps. Again, microamps can be very useful in some repair work, and this reads down to 0.01 of a microamp. Yeah, so we're getting into like 10 nanoamps, that sort of range. It also has a non-contact voltage detector for detecting live wires and such like, and all the features you would really want: AC voltage, DC voltage, frequency, capacitance meter, diode test continuity, ohms. Now the downside, what doesn't this have? It doesn't have the Mr. Bleep facility, which I always go on about because it's so useful in repair work, which I will just demonstrate now with my 32-year-old Fluke. So in continuity mode, resistance, short the leads, continuous bleep, same, okay. In diode mode, this is a 1N4007 silicon rectifier diode. So diode, one bleep here it, okay, and then it reads. Schottky diode, same but reads lower, Schottky. Short, continuous. That means if I'm probing around on a PCB, I don't usually have to look at the meter. I know whether between my probes there's a short or a semiconductor junction. That means I don't have to look away and then look back at the PCB and forget where I was. I'm sure I'm not the only one that does that. So on this meter, no bleep on the diode, no bleep on short and diode mode, there's no bleep at all. Schottky, yeah. And this one, Schottky, diode, short. So there's no bleep in diode mode, and to me that is a shame. I'm always looking for meters that will do this, by the way. If you are a repair guy, I'm sure you'll understand exactly why we want this feature. I only found one other, actually, which was the one with the built-in thermal camera. So if anybody can give me any models of, you know, lower cost, don't have to be the cheapest, but reasonable cost multimeters which have that feature, let me know in the description below and I will certainly review one. Okay, so that beside, any other downsides to this? Well, these take two AA batteries. This one takes, it's a 9-volt PP3. These are not USB rechargeable things. That may be considered a disadvantage to you, but this type of display, the batteries in these meters, even in usage, last a very, very long time. So you can talk about it down there, but I've mentioned that they don't actually have USB-C rechargeable batteries. It has been noted by a number of YouTube reviewers on these meters using reference resistors and reference voltage sources that these are a very accurate meter, especially for the price range. We could make a few comparisons just between the ZYIE and the Aneng, and then I'm going to open these meters up and let's see what's inside them, see if they really are the same. So since we're in diode mode, 0.583, 590, so fairly close. The reading could actually vary depending on the batteries. These are brand new, these have been in for some time. Let's go with the Schottky diode. 386. So this is just giving us a comparative really between the two, just to see if they're reading basically the same. 388, very close. So we can say at least they are consistent. 10K, 1%. 10.032, okay. I'll use the same leads, although on this sort of resistance range it probably really doesn't matter. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, very, very similar. We'll just try a couple other ranges. So volts, this is connected to my bench power supply set to 12. Okay, put this on volts as well. Again, extremely consistent between the two. This does suggest in actual fact these meters are very accurate. And we'll just try the microamps. The most common reason I measure microamps is when repairing motherboards, because if I measure the current being drawn from the CMOS battery, it gives me a very good indication of the state of the chipset on the board. Yeah, so you would expect them to read between about 1.8 and certainly less than 10 microamps really for a good one. So to do this, we just put the red lead onto the battery, we put the black on the little clip, and we push the clip away from the battery. So we're inserting the meter into the circuit. The current from the lithium cell is passing through the meter. Yeah. So we push on here and then we push this back. We can see 2.02 microamps. Let's try the Aneng. So again, microamps range. Push down, push back. 2.02 again. So yeah, I have to say that these multimeters, although this is not exactly a subjective test, they behave very, very similar. Try the volts range as while we're here. So this will read down to about a millivolt there, you can see. So again, we'll just check the CMOS battery voltage. So we'll go to ground and measure the battery. 3.073. .072. I'm convinced, guys. How about you? Let me know down there. But I think that is a good test of these meters. If they are reading incorrectly, they are both reading incorrectly by the same amount. But it does suggest good quality control and calibration of these meters to me. Okay, so this is cheaper than this one. They appear to be identical. Let's have a look inside. So to do that, we need to get this silicone sleeve off. These are really flexible. This has the little stand on the back of it. This is going to give you pretty good protection of the multimeter, especially if you're on site and you happen to drop it. Okay, and again, these appear to be identical really, and we can in fact see these appear to be identical, apart from this one having a glass fuse here. This is the ZYIE, and this one having a ceramic fuse here. I'll check to see if they're the same rating. Actually, these are both ceramic. We can see they've got solder fill on the tracks which are passing the high current on the 20 amps range. This is the current shunt. Just looking the way this is actually constructed, this looks like it's kind of added on both of them. Okay. I find it difficult to see any difference between these. Bear in mind that I've had the ZYIE for a year or two, and this is one that turned up today, so there may be slight differences, I guess, in the components over that period of time. Of course, you can't say when they were both manufactured based on when they arrived here. 200 milliamp. 20 amp. This one, 200 milliamp. Which is exactly what is fitted in there. These fuses are nice, easy to change ones. I think these are 30 mil fuses. Okay. Interesting, actually, the ZYIE has a 250 milliamp, although it says on here 200. Okay, it may be, you know, actually guys, it may well be that I've changed that myself and didn't have the correct one. Wouldn't be surprised. I sometimes blow these, so I've had the thing a couple of years. I don't remember exactly, but there's a good chance that's my doing, that's my bad, and I probably thought, okay, I'll get the proper one, and never did. Okay, so you can chastise me there. But yeah, I have to say that these meters, as far as I can tell, are identical. In fact, identical even to the moulding of the information here on the stickers, okay, and the battery packs. And that, guys, is a good thing, because this multimeter, in my opinion, is the best multimeter at this price range that you can buy. I'll be the first to agree that it may not be suitable for some professions, but as a hobbyist, general repairman like me, especially fault finding, auto electrics, just about anything that us hobbyists are doing, I don't think you can beat that, honestly, for the price you pay. And look, it's just got cheaper, like 15% cheaper for the same thing. Yeah, so that's a no-brainer. That is a no-brainer to me. I'll be very happy to use both these. There's often times when I need more than one multimeter. I now have a nice, almost matching pair of them. Okay. About the only thing I would say against this is this Mr. Bleep feature, which, to be honest, is very rare to find on multimeters. I've only ever found it on one other than the Fluke, and I do believe not even all Fluke meters have that facility. So if somebody can find a lower cost meter than the Fluke that has that feature, tell me down there and we'll look at one, yeah? Okay, so hope you enjoyed that. You know, you can never have enough multimeters. Just get yourself one, yeah? It's just like no reason not to. That's the best way I can see it. Oh, and don't forget to use the coupons in the video description and save even more money. So let me know, do you already have either of these? Are you happy with them? I look forward to hearing from you down there, and I look forward to seeing you all soon again on Learning Electronics Repair. Ciao for now, guys.